Welcome to an overview of myNGconnect for National Geographic Science. myNGconnect is the home portal page for National Geographic Science, kindergarten through grade 2. As you look at the home page, on the left side of the screen, you see the opportunity for students to log in, and on the right side of the screen, you see the opportunity for teachers to log in. Let's go ahead and log in as a teacher. Once you get to this site, you will land on the home page for NG Science. If you do not have a login, please contact your campus administrator so that that information can be provided to you. Once you get to the home page, quickly, you'll notice on the left side of the screen the product name, and as you follow my cursor to the right side, you'll see your name with the product you are using. If you happen to be using more than one product from National Geographic, if you click that, you'll notice all of your products here. This particular video is for National Science, kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. There is a separate video for grades 3, 4, and 5. This one will focus only on kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. To the right of your profile, you'll notice a menu bar. This hamburger menu referenced to those 3 lines. The hamburger menu is where you can access some additional information that you might use in the classroom. I personally rarely access that information from this menu bar. I typically will access that information from my teacher tools, and we'll be here in just a moment. Back at the top of the page, let's go ahead and click into our books. This image is the forefront to all of your textbook materials, your editions, your e-editions. So if I click within this image, I have access to all of my content. I happen to have content for kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade. As a teacher, you probably only have the content for your grade levels. So if you are teaching kindergarten, you might just see these titles for kindergarten, or you might just see the titles that you all chose to use for 1st or 2nd grade. I personally like the unit pushes and pulls, so I'm going to open up that particular unit. When I open the unit pushes and pulls, you'll notice your teacher's edition, your big ideas book. You'll also notice your science inquiry book as you continue to scroll down, your Become an Expert titles, as well as your Science Methods and Process Skills Big Book, your Write About Big Book, as well as your Teacher's Edition for those Science Methods and Process Skills. I will spend just a moment in the student book with you so that you can see some resources that your students will have access to online. First thing I want to let you know, it is the exact book that you have in the classroom. There is audio support for the text. When you turn the page, you'll even notice your big idea questions. One of the big idea questions will always have an interactive lesson that supports it. I won't take the time to show that now, but of your 3 big idea questions, one of them will always be an interactive question opportunity. You'll also notice on the home page or on the opening page a video camera. The video is actually used to introduce the explorer talking about pushes and pulls. Again, I won't take that moment to do so now, but know that that video support is there for you. As I turn one page, we'll move to the table of contents. Let's say we've already covered the first chapter of this particular unit. So we really want to jump right to chapter 2. You'll notice the page number here, page 18, so that I don't continue to just scroll through every individual page. If I go here and type in 18 and hit enter on my keyboard, I actually jump to that page. So that's an easy way for you to get to the chapter that you are using for that day. I want to remind you that the image that you see on the opening page of each chapter, you do have a big ideas card in your resources that you can use without the text to kind of solicit information from your students. Let's go ahead and go back home for just a moment. And from the home page, I really want to spend most of our time looking at these teacher tools. You do have full access to the digital library appropriate for National Geographic Science, and Pushes and Pulls happens to be a physical science unit, so I'm going to click that. And as I browse the library for Pushes and Pulls, I'm going to gather all of the images and or video clips that are available for me within this unit. I cannot turn through every page. You see, there are a total of 119 resources available for pushes and pulls alone, so there are 5 pages of resources. Some of them may be video clips, as you see here, whereas others of them may just be images. As teachers, you could narrow this down to just images. So now I have just the images that support pushes and pulls. I'm going to go back home again, and this time I want to share with you a little bit about your teacher resources. I personally think you are going to spend a lot of time in your teacher resources because the teacher resources really do provide for you by unit everything that you need. The big thing that you will need to remember to do is go to the unit that you are teaching. So it's going to default to whatever the first unit is, but we were looking at the unit for pushes and pulls, so I want to go into pushes and pulls. I have, as a teacher, I have access to that video clip that launches the unit if I want to do it from here. You'll also see those big idea cards that I talked about. So I was in the big ideas card, and there are actually 3 of them. I will launch them just so that you could see them. Here's the one for chapter 1, and as I scroll through, here's the one for chapter 2. Looks like that opening image that I opened without the text. And then here's the one for chapter 3. You do have these physical big idea cards as part of your resources from the program. Let me close this window and go back. You'll also notice your support with songs. If you wanted to sing along with your big idea song card, the audio support is here as well. The audio support for the text. There are vocabulary games that your students will really enjoy doing as they are learning the vocabulary applicable for, in this case, pushes and pulls. And then you see a plethora of other resources that are available to you. Your learning masters, your assessment resources, and then some student resources as well. Going back to the top, let me go home again, and let's talk for just a moment about your lesson planner. You can use the lesson planner that's included within your bound text, or you can very easily create one. So I want to create a lesson plan for pushes and pulls, if I can spell, and try one more time, pulls. And I'm going to start that lesson on August 1. And when I start that lesson August 1, I'm going to choose my unit, pushes and pulls, and I'm just going to do the basic plan, and I will save it. And it lets me know that my lesson plan has been created. And so my lesson plan is here, and I see all of my content that I will use. If I want to scroll through the rest of it, I can see that this unit is going to take me approximately 5 weeks if I spend 40 minutes a day. If you don't have that much time a day, then of course you can adjust it, but this gives you just a basic using the program every day, 30 to 40 minutes. It'll take you 4 to 5 weeks in order to cover that. You may or may not choose to use this lesson plan, but it is a great opportunity for you to really see what can be taught and in what amount of time. I'm going back to the home page one more time, and I do want to share with you just a little bit about the assessment resources. Again, make sure you choose your assessment resources based on the unit of instruction that you have. So you'll see your chapter tests, your unit tests. There are self-assessment opportunities, rubrics, and reflections that your students will be able to use. This has just been a very brief, quick overview of National Geographic Science, kindergarten through grade 2, to give you that opening experience. We look forward to helping you throughout the year as you engage in this content from National Geographic Learning.